Mohammed Salah was excited for that special day. His distant relatives visiting from Egypt had arrived in London for the first time, and he wanted to show them the city in a unique way. Ever since he had become a star at Liverpool, Salah had frequently visited the British capital, but seeing it through his family's eyes made everything different. He felt proud to be able to provide them with this experience and wanted each moment to be memorable. Early in the morning, they met at a hotel in the city center. Salah had made sure to book a comfortable place for his relatives to rest well before the tour. His uncle Ahmed, a soft-spoken man with wise eyes, had never left Egypt and gazed around in admiration. His two teenage cousins were already pulling out their phones to capture every detail. His grandmother, an elderly woman, smiled warmly, happy to be with the grandson she had heard so much about on television. "So, are you ready to explore London?" Salah asked with a big smile. "We're ready," his uncle replied, adjusting the heavy coat he wasn't used to wearing. The group set off through the bustling city streets. Salah first took them to Tower Bridge, where they posed for pictures while boats passed along the River Thames. Then, they walked to Big Ben, and his uncle was amazed by the clock's grandeur. "It doesn't look this big on television," he remarked. Salah chuckled and shared stories about how, in the early days of his career in England, he would often get lost in the city and always used Big Ben as a reference point to find his way. The cold London weather didn't bother Salah, who was already accustomed to the European climate, but his relatives huddled inside their heavy coats. To warm them up, he suggested a break for some hot tea at a small cafe near Buckingham Palace. There, they shared stories about his childhood in Egypt, about playing in the dusty streets and the hardships the family had faced before he became a professional footballer. Salah listened attentively, remembering his own journey, the sacrifices, and the effort it took to reach where he was. After tea, they headed to Buckingham Palace. The afternoon sun illuminated the golden gates, and a crowd of tourists gathered to take photos. Salah's family moved closer, marveling at the grandeur of the place. His cousins eagerly snapped pictures, while his uncle watched the royal guards in their red uniforms and tall black hats with curiosity. Then, something unexpected happened. A small impact against his leg made Salah look down. A boy, no older than 8, was clinging to his leg tightly. His large eyes were wide, and his thin, dirty face showed sheer desperation. He wore worn-out clothes and shivered from the cold. "Sir, please, I'm hungry." The boy's trembling voice was barely a whisper. Salah's heart clenched. The desperation in the child's voice reminded him of the struggles of his own childhood. He quickly knelt down to the boy's level. "What's your name?" he asked gently. The boy hesitated before answering. "Adam." "Where are your parents, Adam?" The boy's eyes welled up with tears. He lowered his head, unable to respond. Salah immediately understood. The boy was alone in the world. Salah felt a tightness in his chest as he realized Adam's situation. The boy looked scared, as if he was used to being ignored. Tourists hurried past, some glancing at him, but no one stopped to help. The footballer gently placed his hands on the boy's shoulders, trying to offer reassurance. "How long have you been alone, Adam?" he asked, looking into the boy's eyes. Adam hesitated. His lips were chapped from the cold, and his small body trembled in his worn-out clothes. "For as long as I can remember," he murmured. "I have no father or mother. I live on the streets. Sometimes people give me food, but not always." Salah felt a lump in his throat. He remembered his childhood in Egypt, seeing children like Adam begging on street corners. But now, here in London, a city so wealthy, seeing a boy in this condition shook him deeply. He removed his own scarf and wrapped it around the boy's neck. Then, standing up, he looked at his family. His uncle, a man of few words, watched the scene with sad eyes. His grandmother, despite her old age, had a deep understanding of the child's suffering. "Have you eaten today, Adam?" Salah asked. The boy shook his head. "Then we're going to fix that right now," said the footballer, firmly taking the boy's hand and leading him away from the crowd. His family followed without hesitation. Salah took Adam to a nearby restaurant and asked them to prepare a hot meal for the boy. When the food arrived, Adam devoured every bite with a hunger that broke the hearts of those watching. Salah sat beside him, observing in silence. "Where do you sleep?" Salah asked after a few minutes. Adam paused for a moment, lowered his eyes, and shrugged. "Anywhere. Train stations. Cardboard boxes." That response made Salah take a deep breath. It wasn't fair. No child should live like this. "Do you like football, Adam?" Salah asked, trying to shift the conversation. For the first time, the boy's eyes lit up. "I love it. I always watch the other boys playing in the parks, but they don't let me join them. Have you ever played before?" Adam shook his head. "No. I've never had boots or a ball." Salah felt something stir inside him. He looked at his family, searching for approval, and found only understanding gazes. Then, he made a decision. "What if I took you to visit Liverpool?" Adam's eyes widened. "Liverpool? The real team?" "Yes. I play there, you know?" The boy nodded quickly. "I know. You're Salah. I saw you on a TV in a store once, but I never thought I'd meet you for real." Salah smiled. "Well, Adam, if you want, you can come with me. We'll find a way to change your life." The boy looked at him as if he couldn't believe what he was hearing. "Are you serious?" "Very serious," Salah replied. "But there's one condition." Adam shrank a little, afraid it might be something too difficult. "You'll have to study and train hard. Nothing comes easy, Adam, but if you promise to work hard, I promise to help you." The boy didn't hesitate. "I promise." Salah smiled and ruffled the boy's messy hair. "Then it's a deal." In the following days, Salah used all his influence to ensure Adam had a safe place to stay. He spoke with Liverpool FC, and with his help, the boy secured a spot in the club's youth academy. Adam moved into one of the team's facilities where he had food, shelter, and the opportunity to study. On his first day of training, Salah made sure to be there. He handed the boy a brand new pair of football boots, which Adam held as if they were the most precious thing in the world. "Now, let's see what you can do," Salah said, winking at him. Adam stepped onto the field with a sparkle in his eyes. For the first time in his life, he had a real chance, and he wasn't going to waste it. The months passed, and Adam quickly adapted to his new life at Liverpool. At first, everything felt like a distant dream. The boy who once slept in cardboard boxes now had his own room, hot meals every day, and the opportunity to study. But nothing made him happier than being on the football pitch. At the beginning, he struggled. He had never played football before, and was surrounded by boys who had been training since they were very young. His first touches on the ball were clumsy, and he often felt frustrated for not keeping up with the others. But the promise he had made to Salah echoed in his mind. He would work hard. With every training session, Adam arrived earlier and stayed later. He carefully observed the other players, trying to learn their movements. On cold winter days, when many preferred to stay inside the dormitories, he was on the field, kicking the ball over and over again until he got it right. And Salah was always nearby, watching his progress. "You're improving," the Egyptian star said one day after watching one of the boys' training sessions. Adam smiled but then sighed. "I'm still the worst player on the team." Salah crouched down to his level and placed a hand on his shoulder. "I was once the worst player on the team too, Adam, but I never let that stop me." Those words stayed in the boy's mind. He trained with even more dedication, and little by little, he started to stand out. His speed increased, his ball control improved, and his determination caught the coach's attention. A year later, he received incredible news. Adam had been promoted to a higher level within Liverpool's youth academy. It was a huge achievement for a boy who, not long ago, didn't even have a place to sleep. Salah made sure to be the first to congratulate him. "You deserve this, Adam. I'm proud of you." The boy smiled, holding back tears. "Thank you, Salah. for everything. Time passed, and Adam continued to grow within the club. His story began to spread, and many people saw him as an example of perseverance. He became an inspiration for other children facing hardships, proving that with effort and opportunity, it was possible to change one's life. Years later, Adam finally achieved his biggest dream. He signed his first professional contract with Liverpool. When the news broke, journalists asked him who had been his biggest inspiration. The young man smiled before answering, Mohamed Salah. He not only changed my life, but also taught me that nothing is impossible. Salah, who was watching the interview, smiled emotionally. He knew that more than being a great footballer, he had helped change the destiny of a child, and to him, that was worth more than any trophy.